Listening. Directions in listening section, you will hear monologues, dialogues, and academic talks.
Old and new pennies.
Ian liked to collect pennies. He had lots of shiny, new pennies and a few old ones. He kept the pennies in a jar in his room. One day, Ian's grandmother came for a visit. She gave Ian a big jar of her pennies. "I collected these pennies when I was a little," she told Ian. Grandma and Ian brought the jar into the living room. After they turned over the jar, they spread the pennies on the floor. Then Ian looked at the coins carefully. He looked to see when each coin was made. Some of them were 100 years old. After he looked at each coin, Ian put the pennies in a safe place. He hoped he could give them to his own children someday.
Number 1. Which of these things happened first?
Letter A. Ian put his grandmother's pennies in a safe place. Letter B. Ian's grandmother came for a visit. And letter C. Ian looked at some very old pennies.
The correct answer is letter B. Ian's grandmother came for a visit.
Number 2. What happened right after Grandma and Lan turned the jar over?
Letter A. They spread the pennies on the floor. Letter B. Ian found some shiny, new pennies. And letter C. They brought the jar into the living room.
The correct answer is letter A. They spread the pennies on the floor.
Number 3. What happened after Ian looked at each coin?
Letter A. He gave them to his children. Letter B. He filled a bathtub with the coins. And letter C. He put the coins in a safe place.
The correct answer is letter C. He put the coins in a safe place.
Reading. In this section, you will be required to read 2 passages on varying topics. After each passage, you will answer questions to test your ability to understand vocabulary, writer's point of view, factual information, and sentence structures.
Reading number 1. Laughter is the best medicine. Source: caregiver.com.
Number 1. The story talks about.
Letter A. Laughter is a good antidote to a challenging life. Letter B. A peaceful life is a choice. And letter C. Negatives can turn into positives by choice.
The correct answer is letter A. Laughter is a good antidote to a challenging life.
Number 2. How does laughter help people stay positive?
Letter A. People feel better when they laugh because endorphins reduce physical and mental pain. Letter B. Laughter is often seen as a temporary vacation from everyday problems. And letter C. There's naturally more humor and play into a person's daily interactions.
The correct answer is letter A. People feel better when they laugh because endorphins reduce physical and mental pain.
Number 3. You can conclude that.
Letter A. Laughter changes a person's mood. Letter B. Laughter brings people together and removes toxic feelings. And letter C. Laughter should be dealt with caution.
The correct answer is letter B. Laughter brings people together and removes toxic feelings. Reading number 2. Mickey's Stardom. Source: www.spokesman.com.
Number 1. Who is Mickey?
Letter A. A duck. Letter B. A mouse. And letter C. A dog.
The correct answer is letter B. A mouse.
Number 2. Which is probably true?
Letter A. Mickey's success came from pure luck. Letter B. Mickey's success was a combination of opportunity and hard work. And letter C. Mickey has a strong character that launched him to stardom.
The correct answer is letter B. Mickey's success was a combination of opportunity and hard work.
Number 3. What made Mickey famous?
Letter A. iWorks hired a good team to illustrate a funny mouse. Letter B. The moviegoers had tremendous fun watching Mickey. And letter C. Walt Disney was very smart in the way he merchandised his Mickey character.
The correct answer is letter C. Walt Disney was very smart in the way he merchandised his Mickey character. Vocab. In this section you will learn vocabulary words with its meanings, and examples. In the test, there are 5 questions and you have 10 seconds to answer each question.
Conscious. An adjective. Aware of and responding to one's surroundings, awake.
For example, in the Emperor's New Clothes story, the king was very conscious of his appearance.
Sedation. A noun. The administering of a sedative drug to produce a state of calm or sleep.
For example, after long hours of sedation, the patient was still kept under heavy sedation.
Antidote. A noun. Something that counteracts or neutralizes an unpleasant feeling or situation.
For example, laughter is a good antidote to aging.
Carnival. A noun. A public event or celebration, typically held outdoors and offering entertainment and exhibitions.
For example, the highlight of the Winter Carnival was the ice sculpture contest.
Debuted. A verb. Of a new product, be launched.
For example, the car model TX29 HT debuted at $300,000.
Quiz time.
Number 1. My favorite show was last 2016, and it's still ongoing as of this day. A verb. Of a new product, be launched.
Letter A. Conscious. Letter B. Sedation. Letter C. Antidote. Letter D. Carnival. And letter E. Debuted.
The correct answer is letter E. My favorite show was debuted last 2016, and it's still ongoing as of this day.
Letter A. Conscious. Letter B. Sedation. Letter C. Antidote. Letter D. Carnival. And letter E. Debuted.
Number 2. The parade was a magnificent spectacle, and we decided that we are coming back next year. A noun. A public event or celebration, typically held outdoors and offering entertainment and exhibitions.
The correct answer is letter D. The Carnival Parade was a magnificent spectacle, and we decided that we are coming back next year.
Letter A. Conscious. Letter B. Sedation. Letter C. Antidote. Letter D. Carnival. And letter E. Debuted.
Number 3. I'm going to give my mom a free massage because it is a good. To stress. A noun. Something that counteracts or neutralizes an unpleasant feeling or situation.
The correct answer is letter C. I'm going to give my mom a free massage because it is a good antidote to stress.
Letter A. Conscious. Letter B. Sedation. Letter C. Antidote. Letter D. Carnival. And letter E. Debuted.
Number 4. Marco is still in hospital, suffering from internal injuries. A noun. The administering of a sedative drug to produce a state of calm or sleep.
The correct answer is letter B. Marco is still under sedation in hospital, suffering from internal injuries.
Letter A. Conscious. Letter B. Sedation. Letter C. Antidote. Letter D. Carnival. And letter E. Debuted.
Number 5. Nowadays, some teenage girls are very fashion. An adjective. Aware of and responding to one's surroundings. Awake.
The correct answer is letter A. Nowadays, some teenage girls are very fashion conscious.
Speaking section.
Choosing to be happy when life is tough.
Many people find themselves feeling irritable, overwhelmed, and just not at their best when they feel overloaded by demands in their lives. And while happiness is relative, there are certain things that tend to create a greater experience of happiness in virtually everyone's life. We can call them the universal ingredients for happiness. First, choose to be positive all the time. While there are several things in life you can change to relieve stress, there will also things you have to deal with: job stressors, busy schedules, especially if you have kids, and other stressors that arise. However, shifting your outlook is vital. Second, stay connected. As most of us instinctively know, healthy relationships are one of the best harbingers of happiness we have. The trick is to give back all the support you get from your friends and to weed out the toxic relationships. To keep your relationships strong, to stay connected with your friends, maintain a sense of humor, and remember to have a lot of fun, but also be sure you have healthy communication and conflict resolution skills. Lastly, delete energy drains. Certain parts of your life can diminish your energy. We start feeling overwhelmed by them, like we're being pecked to death by ducks. By becoming more aware of them and cutting down on drains when you can, you may be able to free up enough time and energy to engage in more feel-happy activities. Choose to be happy and stay positive all the time. Life is good.